Hey guys, so today we're making s'mores bars. I haven't tried this recipe before, so I hope it's good. And I'm Ainsley, that's my Nana.
And we're improvising.
Yeah, so the colors for chocolate, but we won't use Nutella, so we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, just use the chocolate. We're going to show you this recipe and hope it'll be good. The first step is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, which we've already done, I think.
Yep. It's preheated.
And then to grease a non-stick pan with spray butter, but also use parchment paper under it. A 9x13 pan with parchment paper is easier to get at. Plus, then you have to use pan or baking spread. So, okay. And you probably have to get the edges too. So, get the edges. Make sure the paper covers the edges too, because if not, then you're going to have it stuck to the edges but not the bottom, and that is not helpful. Ooh, that messed up. Sorry. That's it.
Would you like me to melt the butter for you?
Yes.
I need to know how much I need.
So, doesn't say any ingredients. Oh, yeah, it does. So, the items you will be needing are graham cracker crumbs, 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs, 8 to 12 tablespoons butter, melted, half a cup powdered sugar, 4 Hershey chocolate bar, I think? I don't know. It says 4 Hershey chocolate bar.
We're improvising on that, so
But we'll use Nutella or something. 1 package of mini marshmallows. So, yeah. We might have to chop up some of the big ones because we don't have a full package. That's okay.
yeah, we are pantry cooking today.
So we did not have all the ingredients, or we wanted to add stuff. So it's improvised. If it's better than that recipe, great. If it's not, we'll try that recipe at some point, maybe. Alright. So we have the pan greased. She's melting butter. In medium-sized bowl, mix graham cracker crumbs, powdered sugar, and butter with a spoon. So we have the graham cracker crumbs already done. You put it in, I think that's a food processor. Yeah, it's a food processor.
You can buy them already ground up, though.
You can. Or if you have a food processor, just ground up 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. We don't have it exact, I don't think. Okay. Next, it says to put the powdered sugar in, and we have 2 cups of powdered sugar.
2 cups?
Or not, no. That was the wrong measurement. Ignore me. Half cup powdered sugar. Yes, that was the measurement. Half cup powdered sugar. Now, you do use a spoon to powdered sugar?
You don't have to.
Or well, yes, but you can if you like.
This is one of those recipes that does not have to be exactly exact.
Some recipes do though. So
Yes, some do. And once you start learning and doing, you know what you can play with.
So it's a half cup. Put it in there. She's still melting the butter, but that will go in there next. I try to keep the area clean. I'm not sure how much that helps, but I try. So once butter's done melting, we'll add that and see when it's done. Alright, so the butter's done. We have to put it into the bowl with
I would whisk that together first.
yes, so that is good because the dry ingredients are mixed together. Sorry, the smell of that. So that when you add that hot butter, it will melt kind of. It will turn into a liquid mix, but those are already mixed in. Makes it easier. Yes, I am the smell. Okay, so see when it's done being whisked. Now it's easier to just make the mixture.
Okay,
So-
make a well in the middle.
Yes, make a well, and the well is pretty much a hole. It's like we put a hole in the middle, which I just messed up. But yeah, and then whisk with the egg and pour it in.
This is butter.
Nah, it looks like egg. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're not going to put it all because we don't want it too wet. Okay,
So
you pull in from the sides.
Yeah, you take the sides and put it into the middle. It's an easy method that you can spend a lot of things. Don't we use all of the butter there?
We might need it all. We might not. You don't want it to be too wet or too dry.
It's the first time I'm ever trying this recipe, so we have no clue what we're doing with this recipe, but she has cooking. She has cooking
She has
skills.
cooking.
I have no clue. She has cooking skills. She's amazing at cooking. So I think we're gonna need more butter. Yep. So if you need more butter, pour in more butter. don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry.
It depends. Graham cracker crumbs can be different wetnesses. It's like flour, how much it'll absorb.
Plus we add powdered sugar. And that
Mhm.
kind of helps a little bit with the non-absorbing.
I think we can put the rest of it in.
Yep.
There you go.
So after this,
And we need your spatula.
put it at the bottom of the baking pan that we have already greased previously. Try not to make a mess. If you make a mess, clean it up because, yeah,
Because what happens?
it'll become a bigger mess. That happens a
And-
lot.
Nana's messy, huh?
Yeah. Try to keep the area clean. That way it's not too hard to clean at the very end.
Now, when you get this way, if you tilt your bowl and run your thing around it,
Okay, try it. Yep.
your fork or your spatula, whatever you're using, it'll get it.
I do this
Make
all
sure
the
you
time.
you know how to do it.
I just don't know what I use to make this. So
Okay, now you can spread it in the pan with this,
let's use my fingers. You can use your fingers.
but they have to be washed.
Yes. I previously washed
You
my
can just stuff the whole thing in.
I just wash my fingers. I'm just gonna wash my fingers. I wash my hands, so we're just gonna use my hands. So with the hand, we're patting down. Now we're going to show you in a second. So we're pretty much spreading it around the pan. I don't think we have enough, but it's okay. It's a very thin crust if we're adding more stuff to it. So make every crevice. And I will see you whenever we are done. Not the bigger, but that one. Okay, so now it is pretty much pressed down. And next step is to bake it, but here's what it looks like pressed down. You just put it in the pan and spread it and then press it down. Looks like a graham cracker crust, which is what it is. So that's good. And where we put it? The oven. So she's gonna put the oven. And for how long is place an oven and bake for approximately 5 to 8 minutes just till the side begins to get a bit golden brown.
So, hey Google, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Starting now.
Perfect. See you in 5 minutes. Alright guys, so it's supposed to be golden brown around the edges. That's what
It's
it
lightly
appears to
brown
be.
around the edges.
So, like lightly brown. So it said 5 to 8 minutes. Now we put it in for 5. It didn't work very well, so we put it in for 1 more minute, and it was good. So it's not going to be hard. It will turn hard once it's cooled for a while. So that's what it is doing. It is cooling. But whenever we're done, then it's going to like work better. Just it'll cool and be harder. But while we were off, we melted some chocolate, and what we used was we used this whole thing. It was melted, so it looked kind of funky, but we melted it, and it's probably not going to be enough. So we put some Nutella in there. We put them in the microwave, melted them together. Now they're
Melting it a little longer.
Yep, melted them a little longer. Now the marshmallows were a little different. The ones, a whole bag of these mini marshmallows. We only had a couple. We had like 4 ounces. A whole bag's 10, so we have to take the big marshmallows, these big ones, and we cut them in about thirds, like here, and we come in thirds. So that's how
Are
we
you
do it.
eating that marshmallow?
Yes, yes I am. They don't look very good. Like, they look weird. And it's going very slowly with the big ones. As with the little ones, when we poured them in, the scale showed 4 ounces. You can just use a whole bag instead of measuring, but where we didn't have the whole bag, we measured them. That came out as 4 ounces, we need 6 ounces of these, which is not going to fit in that bowl. So we'll figure something out. Chocolate should be done. And that is good. So that's why I did this off camera. And just mixing it. So it will be good. And see you for the next step. So normally, since we have the chocolate here, we wouldn't have melted it. So we would have to put it on the pan, put the pan back in there in the oven to melt it. But since we already melted it, we will not have to do that. Another thing, if you're using the big marshmallows to cut the other marshmallows, like if you don't have enough, like we're doing, freeze them first. It's amazing how it changes because when it's gooey, it like just doesn't, it sticks to the knife. It's really hard to cut. But when you freeze it, it's harder. It's not going to be completely solid, but it's not going to be completely soft. So when you cut it, it's just going to kind of go through it a lot easier. It'll save you time and it'll make it easier, and you won't need to sharpen the knife. Still use a sharper knife. Don't cut yourself. So be careful.
That's ready to pour.
So this is ready to pour. We're going to pour it into here. It is our chocolate Nutella mix. You can use just plain chocolate. You wouldn't have to melt it. You would just put it on here and put it back in the oven. That's what the recipe calls to do, but we're creative and we change up the recipe a lot. So kind of spread it. Once we get all of it out, we haven't gotten all of it out though. So here's of course falling out of his ponytail. Try not to get hair in your dessert because that'd be weird and gross. So.
And we'd know it's yours, not mine. Yours is way long.
Yep.
I think we need a little bit more to get out.
So you can get that.
If you press hard with this edge, the rounded edge of the spatula, see how much more I got out?
Yep. And it clears out completely. So it's more chocolate, less wasted.
Again, it's just learning. Can you spread it?
Yep. So I cook a lot, and so does she. She cooks a lot more, so she has tips.
I have a few more years on you. I
Yeah.
had a head start.
It's like 20-some years. It's fine.
Oh, thank you, honey. I love you.
Okay, maybe a little more, but still. Hope I didn't just break the crust. Gotta be a little careful with this. I feel like what's it called? The incline spatula? Offset spatula. That thing. Be a lot easier to use. So that's fine. Put a drawer underneath the drawer we're using to film. That's your kitchen cabinet. And we're struggling, so. This is an offset spatula. It's a lot easier to work with. So let's try it. I don't know what to do with this though.
Take it. Do I get to lick it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I licked this one of them behind the scenes. Don't use one. Don't lick one that you're gonna use still more because that's germs and gross. So don't do that.
You might spread quick before it hardens.
I can't get it spread. I can't get the angle. So from her angle, it's gonna be a lot easier for her.
If you have to ask Nana, that's okay.
Yeah, if you need help,
Ask for it.
it's a lot easier to do baking things like this to people.
Now, did you see what I did?
Yeah.
I just pressed down and it goes in front of it.
Yeah. See, very easy.
You don't have to be, sometimes you have to be careful and sometimes you don't. So it's just a matter of learning how gentle you have to be. Okay, the fun
My
part.
nail fell off. My fake nails. So at that point, I had lost one of my fake nails, and that's why the edit was kind of funky, because I didn't want to have to include the whole 5 minutes of me trying to find my nail. So that's why it kind of has like a whole pause there. Sorry, I'm not very good at editing. I'll probably get better. We started decorating and decided on a heart, which was hard with the shapes we had, but we did it. So, whenever you do this, make sure you get creative and cover the surface with marshmallows. Also check them to make sure they're golden brown in the oven broil. The oven broil, which is a setting on the oven, it's just called broil, is where the element is only on top. It'll make the marshmallows golden brown on top, and it'll make it work a lot better. So, I recommend doing that. So, we actually finished it. You can kind of see the heart. Can't really tell, so I'm hoping that it stays. We didn't use all the marshmallows, so I don't think we need that many. So if you used a full 10 ounce, it's roughly 10 ounces. We don't really know, I think.
Now,
So
what do we do?
it is about
Put it in the broiler and stare at them, it says. Only need to be in there for about 2 minutes max, so it may be less. So we're going to put them in here and stare at them. Oh, you want to see it before?
Yeah, I already showed them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, so I'll put them in there. I'm just gonna wash them because they kind of melt and get golden brown. We'll show you final results, let them cool, serve them, and see how people like them. We'll show you once it's done. Alright they are coming together. Oh, chocolate mayhem. So, still in the oven. Forgot to turn them on. And some ovens, like whenever you turn them on, you have to change back to the setting off before you can change it. We didn't do that, so it didn't work, and we had to redo it. It didn't have any heat though, so it didn't burn the marshmallows. We're still staring at them, making sure they turn golden brown, not burned. The oven's open because we can't see. If you have to do that, go for it. Just don't burn yourself. Be careful, and it should be good. Also, make sure you use parchment paper, not wax paper, because wax paper will burn and it'll be weird and probably catch on fire.
Parchment paper will under the broiler if you're not careful, because it usually goes to 425 to 450 degrees in the oven. You wouldn't want to cook it at 500 because it would catch on fire.
So don't use parchment paper if you're cooking it for like 500, and don't let it get under the broiler. We messed up. And marshmallows are not ready yet. They're taking longer than expected.
That's because the broiler wasn't ready when we put it in.
True.
That was my
It
fault.
had to warm up. So make sure you turn it on beforehand, because if not, it will not work as well. So we're almost done, I think, in the microwave. So, or not microwave, oven. We did use the microwave. So you need an oven and a microwave and a food processor, or just buy the graham crackers.
And you wouldn't need a microwave if you just melted the chocolate in the oven.
So that's all you really need. It's really, honestly, one of the easiest things I've ever made. It took me like, at the end, it should be about 20 minutes. It's been like 18 minutes. If this comes out quick, we saw like, cool, this would be like a 20-minute thing. It's so easy. One of the easier things I've made. So also check out some of my other videos. You can make a bunch of cool things. Some of them are really old though. When I was like younger, so I look a little different. It's okay. So does she. She looks a little different, but okay. My hair is not having it. Yeah, it's got like that. And so we're just waiting, and it will continue. I don't know how long it's gonna take. So, yep, we'll see you when it's done. All right, we got them perfect. Don't overcook, don't undercook. It's perfect. I was making sure they're good. Cool. The brown spots are not burnt spots. They are chocolate. I'm going to grab you this time and show you. That's how it's looking. The brown spots, if you see any, they're not like burnt. They're just chocolate that has smeared because of me. It's okay.
Now we're going to let them cool. And then when they're cool, where I can put them in the refrigerator, we'll put them in there so it'll be easier to cut it. And we'll come back and show you how easy it is to cut.
Alright, see you next time. Also, we just realized this, but the best way to eat it, recommended by Papa, is to put it in a bowl with a scoop of probably vanilla ice cream, maybe Rocky Road, and a spoon. Just that might make it better. Or if you didn't use Nutella, it would probably set up better too. So, who knows? Alright guys, we have let them chill for a long time. Well, probably not a long time, but after they had sat for a little while, don't want to put them directly out of the oven into the fridge, because I don't know what happened, but I forget what. It's not going to work though. Something will happen. I learned that. I don't remember. It's okay. What happens?
The skies will turn a deep, deep green.
Actually. That's not going to happen. Alright, what actually happens?
Well, one, it's too hot and you can crack the glass in there. The other, it'll get soggy if it's too hot when you put it in there. On a lot of things, it depends. Okay.
Okay. Well, after letting it chill on the counter, we put it in there, took it out, and now we're just
Want some help?
Yes, I can press myself to get it out in one piece. And this is why we use parchment paper. So we can take it out like this in order for it to be able to be cut. So
That way.
fold it out and put in my cut. And yeah,
I
Here's Connor.
use this guillotine.
it's not a guillotine, is it?
It looks like if you put your head under there, it chop it off, doesn't it?
Okay, and this is Connor. He's gonna be one of our tasters today.
Make it
Now,
good.
we probably could could have chilled it a little longer.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Make
guys
sure it's
try it.
good. Yeah, we really just need to try it right now. I would
I'll give you
recommend
guys a little piece 'cause
chilling
you just
it
ate lunch. Here,
longer, because if you do that,
let's see
not
here.
right. So our tasters are going to taste.
Come here, Connor.
We just dropped it. Okay. Here's how it looks.
Okay, stand beside your sister.
Not piece of heart, but it's okay. Okay. So. That was really good.
But is it awesome?
Mm-mm.
What do you give it, Connor? Out of 10.
9. Give it 8.5 out of 10. It's good. But
What could we do different next time?
maybe we could have followed the recipe. It's good. If you find things, like if you tweak it too much, try it again if you don't like it.
So, what part of it don't you like? That it's not set up yet?
Yeah, probably.
Well, with the Nutella, it's not going to set up all the way.
Yeah.
We
So-
need that, so.
Do your recipe however you want, but I try the original first. So you can compare. If you want to see more videos like this, like or subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I think this is pretty good. If you want a certain dessert, let me know what kind you would like me to try, or what kind you want me to make. There's also more videos on my channel you can check out. And see you later for the next video.